So we'll get started here so that way we can get going here. I'm gonna let you hit my assistant here is gonna hit the slide here. So I'm Jason Guyman. I just started a website called pressurewashhelp.com. It does a lot of, I have some information on there. I'm gonna be putting more and more information on there. I have a YouTube channel that you need to go check out. If you go to pressurewashhelp.com/YouTube, it'll take you to there. Some of you probably don't know me from YouTube because I post a bunch, about 3 times a week just on YouTube. So I do use my hands. I get criticized on my YouTube channel about it, so I don't know what to tell you about that. So I just use my hands. So all right. So today's class, I get a lot of questions and talking about with a lot of new people of, how do I get on Google, and kind of the outline of what Google is. So a lot of people don't understand, and I'm not saying you all do, but a lot of people don't understand that the first 2 or 3 are Google ads. And they're like, you mean that person gets clicked? I had a competitor, he's like, so every time I hit that, you get charged? Yes, I get charged. So people don't understand that. So this is kind of what the class is going to be. We're going to talk about Google Guarantee. It's not in everybody's area. In fact, it's in very few areas, but it's in some people's areas. So I'm going to kind of hit on that. Google Ads, we run Google Ads. So I started my business, I had a pressure washing business in 2012, and I started, and when I first started, I was the $99 guy. Not technically, but we used the services of Groupon, which guess what? You charge $200, they get $100. I got $100. So yes, I was technically the $99 guy. Now, that was 2012, 2013. In that time, I started to learn how to do Google and how to get found and SEO and all the other things. And I learned it myself because I was the type that we did pay a company to come in and do SEO, and we kind of got taken for a lot of money, and we still didn't get ranked. We still didn't get customers. So today, I want to show you how. I'm going to give you a nugget. I hope you can take a couple nuggets, if nothing else, out of this, of maybe some things you can take action to be able to get shown up better. All right. So this is our search. And so the first up here is Google Guarantee. It's not in a lot of the pressure washing window cleaning, but it is coming, and I'll talk more on it. But it is something that instead of paying per click, we're paying per lead. And so that is the good thing about Google Guarantee. Now, does it work? You kind of got both the good and the bads. The next is on your phone, or that is Google Ads. Google Ads is your top 3 listings, and I'll show you how to get on there. Also, when we're talking about this stuff, Google, our mobile search stuff is about 62 to 65% is all on our mobile phone. Everything's on our mobile phone, right? Who searches by computer? It's our mobile phone. So, our Google ad is 1 to 2 swipes before we get to Google Maps. Google Maps is another 1 to 2 swipes. So, and then when we get to Google or organic, then we're at almost 6 swipes before we get down here to our organic listings. And that's an important thing to know because, if we pay for SEO, we're paying 6 swipes. Now, SEO does kind of go with Google Maps. That is kind of can be SEO, and SEO is search engine optimization. And then videos with either YouTube or images. So, and these are things that we want to be able to get on. When I want somebody searching for, I want to be number 1 on Google Ads, and this is the way we ran our company. Number 1 on Google Ads, number 1 in Google Maps, and number 1 in Google Organic. Because we also know that people only buy, it usually takes 5 to 7 touches for our customers to buy from us. So if we can get 1, 2, it's not really a touch, but they're seeing us. Oh, they must be pretty good, So if you can see here, okay, that was the carpet cleaner. On down, I'll show you. All right, go ahead. So Google Guarantee, like I say, it's not out to everyone. It's only in like maybe like it's in the higher neighborhood. I think it's in Phoenix. In Phoenix, you can get the window cleaning and that kind of stuff. And in order to sign up, you got to be in a legitimate business. You got to send in all your paperwork. If you have, you got to send in your insurance. You got to send in any certificates, which that's probably why we haven't gotten it into the pressure washing and that. It does use Google Ads. Is how we use is the platform that it uses to do that. And it's a service ad, and like I say, you're actually paying per click or per lead, and it's anywhere from about $20 to $30 per lead, and it's a Google guarantee. If you'll get a little check mark by the little name there, and if something happens, Google will guarantee that customer up to $2,000 that if you're not satisfied with that company, that they will actually pay for it. Now you're going to get kicked out of Google guarantee, but that is something that Google will guarantee.
Jason,
Yes, sir.
just real quick, I signed up for this. It took me about 2.5 months to go through the whole process.
So
The clicks in my area are about $11.
they're about $11 a lead. That's pretty good then. Have you had much luck with it?
No, I just got certified 2-3 days ago.
Okay.
But I started in December.
You mean the lead is 11?
Oh,
Your click?
no. A lead is 11. A lead. So that's good to know because, like I say, it's not in our area, and I've only known it's in maybe 1 or 2 areas. So that's good to know. I'm glad to thank you. And like you say, you had to do all that kind of stuff. All right. So this is kind of what it looks like, Google Guarantee, and you'll actually have a little green check mark there once you're Google Guaranteed. And it's the very first thing because Google knows they can make a lot of money at it, so they're going to do it for it. All right. Go ahead, sir.
Is it are they trying to replace HomeAdvisor of the world?
Yes.
Yes, they are. And in fact, I've heard they're kind of meshing a little bit together. I don't know if it's true or not, but they are trying to take away HomeAdvisor's world there. Yes, they are. Because that's exactly what they're trying to do.
Well, HomeAdvisor doesn't do betting, nothing. They just click anywhere.
Right. Well, they say they do, but they don't.
Right.
All right. So Google Ads. Google Ads is the first thing you're going to see if you don't have Google Guarantee in there. And Google Ad takes up the first 3 spots. This is one of those things that you need to know if you're going to play in this game. It costs money. If you don't know what you're going to do, you're going to spend a ton of money and you're not going to get nothing out of it. Can you do this on your own? Absolutely. But like I say, it's something that you want to learn it and you want to be able to know what you're doing with it. And it does take time. I mean, when I first started doing Google Ads in 2014, 15-ish, I didn't know what I was doing and I was spending money. And so there's some things in Google Ads that we can do. We can set up positive words and we can set up negative keywords. Well, I didn't have my negative keywords set up right. And so there was a service we offer, and it has to do with holiday lighting. And what it was is there's actually our Cincinnati Zoo has this huge display, and there's this new thing where you drive around in it, and it's huge. Well, that year I spent over $1,000. We had a $3,000 budget that year, and I spent over $1,000 on those 2 stupid places because that's what they were clicking for. So guess what? I did make them a lot of money, but guess what? I learned from it, and you move on, and as long as you learn from your mistakes, you know better next time. So I took some more AdWords classes, and that's how I learned not to do that. But this is kind of AdWords is on. This is, like I say, your first results. Cost per clicks can range anywhere from $1 to $50. If you're getting into roof cleaning, you're going to get into to be number 1 on that number 1 out of 3. You can be anywhere from $1 to $50. When the season's higher, and depends on how many people you have in your area that are playing the game. If you don't have a lot of people playing the game, then you're fine. But like this year, we had a competitor come in that is national, and they were driving cost up to $30, $40 a click for us. So it's one of those things that maybe we don't shoot for the number 1 spot, but maybe we shoot for that number 2 or number 3 spot. And when I last time I'd seen it, it's like 40% for the number 1 spot, and then like 30 and 30 for the number 2 and number 3 spot. So our percentage is not as good as the number 1 spot, but maybe we don't want to spend that kind of money up there. on average, our click was $9 last year. So that kind of just tells you what Google Ads are. All right. And to find out, so when we sign up for Google Ads, we're actually going to go to googleads.com and or ads.google, and you will sign up, and it's got a whole dashboard that you kind of got to go through and do all your stuff in it. All right. So things that make Google Ads more effective. Good keywords, make sure we got our keyword list. So like in the pressure washing world, some people, I used to have pressure wash was one of my main keywords. Well, if somebody puts ER on there, pressure washer, actually pressure washer was one of my keywords. And I took that out and made it not a keyword anymore, because so many of your competitors, homeowners, that will type pressure washer hose, pressure washer something. And so I was getting a lot of bad clicks in that. So we got to make sure our keywords are lining up with what we are actually searching for. We need good ads, good copy of ads, getting people wanting to click our ad, what makes you special in the area, that kind of thing. With these ads and good keywords, there's a relevance score that actually goes part of our ads in the backside of your ads, and we want to make sure that's good. So if we're talking about pressure washing in our ad, we want our landing page to talk about pressure washing. We want our everything talking about pressure washing. If we're talking about pressure washing and we send them to a house washing or a roof cleaning page, they're probably not going to buy, because they're not looking for roof cleaning. They're looking for house washing. So we need to make sure our ads are talking about house washing. We need to make sure our keywords are house washing, and we need to make sure our landing page is talking about that. With a landing page, we need a good converting landing page. We don't need a pretty landing page. We need a converting landing page. We need big buttons, call here, right at the top. When you get out your phone, you want them to call you or hit that get a quote button, because we want to get their information. Because at that point, if they only go to our landing page, the only thing we can get then is we can put a pixel on that page, so then that way we can bug them through Facebook, or if we get we can also retarget it through Google. But we need to make sure we're getting their information. If it's hard to find their phone number, that's part of that. That's an issue. I know we talked to Chris the other night, and he had one little phone button, he got it fixed. So that's something that we need to make sure that we're doing. And then there's one other thing. If we don't answer our phone, don't buy clicks. Because if you don't answer, you're just wasting money. I can't help you if you're not answering your phone. If we get in your phone to ring and you're not answering, that's a problem. So they're going to go right down to the next one and call the next person. All right. Google Maps. This here is a gold mine. If you can get in here with your 5-star reviews, this is a gold mine. It's immediately after Google Ads. Approximately 30% of search results stop here. Potential customer trust. You can build social proof by doing this. These 5-star reviews is your social proof. If you got, a crappy, we got 4.9 on this one here, but it's also 127 reviews. That's huge. That's 127. Our competitor has 38. So, and we ask everybody for a review. Actually, I think I go into that next. So don't get ahead of myself. So with Google My Business is where we find how to get on maps. Google My Business is a pretty long form that you got to fill out. Make sure you're filling out everything about your information in that business form. Make sure you're giving all the services you do. Make sure that you are, talking about how great you are and all that good stuff, because that all goes into Google My Business so that they know.
Question,
Yes, sir.
if you don't have, like a storefront or something, when it's asking for photos of the storefront and everything, does that affect you?
No, I just put photos of houses in there when that comes to, like if you're using your home address and you don't want your home address in that spot, I just put pictures of houses and stuff, or pictures of the business owner, that kind of thing. that actually don't work. Google don't like that. So
No, but it works for some.
sometimes it works, but Google will boot it if you ain't careful. But I wish they had let that go. But so once we get it all filled out, you're going to get a thing in the mailbox, and that's our Google, and then that verifies that you're that business. The important part of this next thing is we're going to take that address that Google gave us and where we are on Google Maps, and that's called, we're going to take it, we're going to take the name, address, and business phone number, and that's called your NAP. And when we take that NAP, we're going to put this in different places. We're going to put it on like our Facebook, our Instagram, on our website. We want this on our website. We're going to go out and get citations, and we don't want to go to Fiverr and buy 1,000 citations because Google's going to know that you do that. Now, there's some services out there that you can go out and you can do it, and they will actually hand put them in, but make sure you're not doing the spam of just, well, I got 5,000 citations. Well, guess what? Google knows how you got it, and they will spank you for it. They will blackball you, and you'll be done. Sometimes I get asked, well, one thing about Google Maps is it's about location. So if you can find somewhere with your location, if you're buying, if you're renting a shop, we rented our shop in the north side of Cincinnati in a neighborhood that was in the high dollar neighborhood. That was our customer, our target demographic. And it was a lot to do with this right here because, the one neighborhood is like Indian Hill. It's like the 10th or 11th richest neighborhood in the country, and it's so we're about 5 miles out of there because we can't afford to be in there because that's where all the rich people live. But we're in that neighboring area, so that way we can get our information in there.
One more question.
No, you're fine.
When you move,
Yeah.
how bad does that affect you? Like Google My Business.
So there's a couple ways you can do that. You can move everything. You can, there's a little bit of a black hat and leave that address and start another address. And we've done that in the past. As long as you don't got a competitor, this isn't something I recommend, but we've done it. As long as you ain't got a competitor that complain on you and shut one of them down, that's the only issue with it. But it can be a pain because once you get your new location, even on your website, you might want to put another whole page just for that website, just for that other second location. So let's say if you have Bethlehem location, it's going to have your, Soft Wash Bethlehem, and then we might be in Nazareth. We're going to have another page that we're going to send to Google My Business is, Nazareth Soft Wash.
I'm just talking about like your shop or wherever your business is, that address, not necessarily starting a new branch or something. Just
You're moving that branch. Yeah. Well, that's why I'm saying
can't technically
we left that
address
one there and started another one
But
here.
then won't that new business owner, or if it's somebody's house, they're
What-
gonna get all your shit. Right?
Some things you can do is, see, the thing of it is with Google My Business, once you get it verified, that's the important part of it. So you're not like having, Google's not going to send you mail there and that kind of thing. Technically, you should, yes, move everything, but then that means we need to move all our citations and everything. And that can get expensive, to make sure our citations, there's services out there, it's like $1 a citation to actually get them fixed so that they will go to the new one. Some important things, again, it allows us to upload pictures. We need to upload about 40 pictures on Google My Business. And when we upload these pictures, we want to name the file that we're uploading to these pictures. So for instance, Bethlehem pressure washing. The next picture, we might name it in the file of pressure washing Bethlehem, pressure washing the zip code, house washing, deck cleaning, roof cleaning. So that gives you that information. And we can also do, this is one thing that we can do for neighboring cities to try to let Google know that we're actually working in those areas. So this is, like I say, this is something that is important for Google. And, you can upload it through there. You can actually upload through Google Maps through your phone, but you can't do that with the file. But you can, put a description in there saying that this is where it's located and that kind of stuff.
Look, can you go back to it? Try it back down the bottom. It's kind of hard to see.
It's
Very important.
yeah, all pictures should include service and location. All important neighboring cities can be added. And if you have any questions, feel free to.
Now, can you send like an email with this slide?
Yeah, you want me to send the slides? Is that what you're asking? Yeah, I can. At the end, I have a way that you can email me at jason@pressurewashhelp.com and just ask for the slides, and I can send them to you. All right, you got it all written down there? All right. All right, so how many tries to get Google reviews? How important are Google reviews? Very, very important. So, Google reviews. The biggest thing about Google reviews is we ask every customer. Now, we send it out through Responsibid, and come on in. Now, you're supposed to bring the beer for everybody, so what the heck? Oh, okay. So, we use Responsibid. There's other services out there you can use, but we actually use Responsibid after the closed section that we'll send a link 3 times to try to get a customer review. Now, you say, well, I don't want a review from this person. Well, that is true. There is some times that maybe we had an issue that we screwed up and killed everything there. So we try to move this out about 2 to 3 days, because you're going to know from that customer in 2 to 3 days whether that review needed to go out or not. So we don't start asking until about the 2 or 3rd day before we start sending that email out of, hey, give us a review.
So you can stop that.
So we
Email?
can stop that email. That's exactly right. So we ask every customer to try to get reviews. And here's the thing. You say, well, what if they give me a bad review? Well, you know what? We make lemonade out of lemons. So, and I do it for myself. So if I'm searching and I see bad reviews and the company's not responding to those bad reviews, then maybe are they going to respond to me when I do it? But if that company said, hey, I'm sorry, here's the steps we take, that's fine. Then I know that customer is actually, or that company is actually going to work for me if something goes wrong, and not just leave me, up. No, don't worry about it. You're not supposed to get paid for reviews, but we've offered incentives to our technicians of saying, hey, Mr. Customer, I just washed your house. If you could please give me a 5-star review, I'd appreciate it. I even tell them that you make money off of it. I've been to places, I know that. That will make me go just to help your technician out to be able to get that review and pull that review. And usually, if somebody gives a review and they have a problem, 9 times out of 10 they're not going to call, because they already gave you a review. But that 10th person you might have to deal with. But I always, even as the owner, I never let people know that I was the owner most of the time. Of, hey, could you please give me a review, because they just think I'm a technician. So, all right. So, videos. You can get videos on other than YouTube, but most videos on Google, if you scroll down through, are through YouTube. YouTube is a good way to get on to Google, and especially if we're talking about service and city. I mean, you're not really going to get if the person just typing pressure washing, you're probably not going to get your video up there. But now, say if they're saying vinyl siding cleanings, Bethlehem, you might have a pretty good chance of getting your video up there. So that's another touch that person can get, to that question of that you were asked in that. That's just an easy way to do it. So people say, well, I don't want to be on video. Well, you don't have to be on video. You can do talk over and do some before and after pictures. But honestly, if you're on video, that customer starts to know, like, and trust you, and people will buy from you. Once people know, like, and trust from you, they will buy from you. So this is a way that we can do that. We can also embed this into our website. You know, we have the frequent asked questions of, you know, well, what's the white stuff on the house? That's a good frequent asked question that might get brought up in the search query. You know, and that way, the good thing about that is too, once we put them on the website and these people call, you know, what's shotgun fungus? Man, well, if you go to my website, go to the frequent asked page, there's a video on there about shotgun fungus, or you know, oxidation, or what are, you know, whether if you do it or not, the black streaks removal on gutters of that oxidation, you know, what are tiger stripes, that kind of thing. We can put them into our frequent asked questions. You can do how-tos, and people be like, well, why do you want to do that? Well, some people some Johnny homeowner might want to go out there and do a how-to, or learn how to do it, and then realize they're halfway through it and they're about either dead because they've been out there for 6 hours and their back's killing them because they've been over like this for 6 hours, and they call you. So, you know, you can do some how-tos, you know, how to clean a deck, how to do, you know, how to clean concrete, that kind of stuff. So how-tos are good for that. And again, when we're putting this stuff in our video, in the bottom of the description, we want to make sure we're putting our website in there. We want to make sure we're putting our phone number in there. If we put our website in there, that's a link back to our website. That helps our search engine optimization. That helps our, you know, that helps our website. Tips to get images. Images is another one. Is one that we're going to name our pictures, and this kind of goes back to SEO, search engine optimization. When we upload a picture on our website, we want to make sure that it is named. Usually you want to name it a service and your location. That way people, if people are typing in pressure washing Bethlehem and you got your picture there, that might come up for a picture in there, or vinyl siding cleaning. And those are some things that you want to name it. If you upload 10 pictures, you don't want to just put up, you know, 1, 2, 3 JPEG. You want to make sure we're naming that picture before we upload it into Google. This is very important.
Or do you get penalized for like house washing, Pasadena, 1, and then
No.
and then if you did 2?
But I would do the zip code. I would do, you know, house washing, or Pasadena house washing Pasadena, Maryland, or wherever, you know, there's things that we can add to that to make the difference. All right, I think I'm getting close to the end. All right, so organic listing on Google. Everybody says, especially on all the stupid boards, you got to spend on SEO and that. Here's the thing about SEO. It's great if you can get ranked on #1, but it takes a long time to get ranked on #1. So I'll just be the first one to tell you, if somebody says they're going to get you for pressure washing in #1, they're full of crap in 2 or 3 months. It's not going to happen. It took me about 3 years before I got up there. And I've been doing I do a lot of videos, blogging, linking back to it, all kinds of stuff to try to get it there. Now once I'm there, I'm sitting on it. So when people say that they can get you, the best is people will tell you that they'll get you to Google in #1. Well, what they didn't tell you is they're going to get your name to Google. So if you're you know, John's Pressure Washing, then they might get that to #1 real easy, because nobody's searching for that. But for your main search words, this here was for this search here is just for pressure washing, and we're #1. Like I say, it took a lot of work. So it either takes a lot of work or a lot of money. And just because you spend a lot of money with a SEO doesn't mean they're going to get you up there. Because in SEO, to get to #1, you got to get links, you got to provide content, you got to do a blog, you got to do videos. You're trying to do all kinds of stuff to drive traffic to your stuff there. So the other thing about this was, I was talking about it's mobile. It's 6 swipes to get to this location. So, all right. So this is some part of SEO of keyword research. What are people typing in for us? These are all free. I didn't get into the paid. These are all free. So how we can find for both paid and organic searches of what are people searching for. Works for videos. What are people searching on YouTube? What is people searching for images? What are people searching for Google Ads? The first one is the suggestion bar. So when we start typing in pressure washing whatever, it's going to be whether it's pressure washing near me, pressure washing a house, something like that. So this gives us some ways that we know what to make content for, because Google is suggesting it. So that means other people will click that most likely. We can go to the bottom of it. The bottom page, at the bottom of the page, it's going to give you the same thing. It's going to give you the suggestions, what you may want to also search for. Google Ad keyword research is a great one, but you do have to buy an ad or two, and you don't have to spend a lot of money, and then you will have access to this tool. And in this tool, it will tell you kind of what the cost per click is going to be in your area. It's going to tell you what other words that will also be good for that. And then keyword.io, it's free. It's a Chrome extension. You put it on there, and it'll tell you kind of what, all the other words that people may be searching for, and also a cost behind what the paid per click side of it is. Any questions?